The answer: grow any business, achieve financial freedom, and live an extraordinary life. By John Assaraf and Murray Smith. Consider a humble acorn in the palm of your hand. You can look at it and know that, one day, it could become a giant oak tree. But where is that tree right now? Is it inside the acorn? Since matter cannot be created, certainly it must already exist. The answer, of course, is that all the components, the atoms and molecules that will become that tree, are scattered around, waiting to be pulled in and combined into that giant oak. So, right now, collectively, these elements are a potential tree. It will realize its potential only if the acorn is planted and nurtured by humans or the forces of nature over a considerable amount of time. It's the same with business, say John Assaraf and Murray Smith. When you conceive a great business idea, the seed, it immediately has potential. All the ingredients of success are already out there, waiting to be gathered. The trick is in drawing the best of them to you and successfully combining them. To do this, the authors offer a secret weapon, the law of attraction, the notion that the power of thought can create, in abundance, the success of which you dream. Their book, it turns out, is a sort of sequel to the blockbuster The Secret, which is based on precisely this premise. Indeed, Assaraf was a member of a team that produced both the book and the DVD of The Secret. He is also a hugely successful entrepreneur, speaker and author of another best-selling book, Having It All. As well as being his co-author, Murray Smith is Assaraf's buddy and business partner. A one-time high school failure, dumped into a remedial education system, he went on to burn a trail of business successes, including launching or reviving 13 firms. Together, Assaraf and Smith founded OnACoach, now rated as the world's fastest-growing business coaching franchise. The pair's track record may be considered a sufficiently fitting testament to the application of the law of attraction. But their book also ventures beyond this realm to explore other key ideas about business growth. It prompted Stephen Covey, renowned author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, to describe it as brilliant, spooky, quirky Quanta One, and a brief foray into the world of quantum physics, the study of how the universe works on the smallest possible scale. The authors discuss the divisibility of matter. We used to think there could be nothing smaller than an atom, then man split the atom. Then we discovered protons, electrons and neutrons, and thought that was it. But now we learn these are themselves built of smaller units, packets of vibrating energy called quanta. Quanta behave in an inexplicable way. They seem to exist only as potential objects and to have no firmly fixed physical position. They appear in a particular position only when we look for them there, and may even exist in more than one place at the same time. Einstein described their behavior as spooky. This has led some scientists to conclude that at its most basic level, physical matter, instead of being a solid substance, consists of fields of potentiality, more like a set of possible sketches or ideas of things than the thing itself. The authors explain. The susceptibility of quanta to observation, turning up when we look for them, leads Assaraf and Smith to conclude that the mind, or specifically the power of thought, creates the physical world. We create what we visualize and what is in our minds. Thought is the most powerful force in the universe, they argue. Our thoughts are the controlling factor in what we manifest and create in our lives. The idea precedes the thing. The law of attraction, and more. Quantum physics teaches us that the unseen world is much more powerful than the seen world. It implies we can create something we can see, physical objects, from something we can't, quanta. The law of attraction states that things materialize because our thoughts resonate with these forces of energy. Every thought we have elicits a response from the quantum universe. Things don't happen arbitrarily, which means that events in your business are a reflection of your thoughts, the echo of your actions, and the thinking behind them. Thus, the foundation of a successful business must be a powerful and precise idea. It is a seed, like an acorn, that will only take root and sprout if it is clearly thought out and accurately constructed in your mind. Powerfully visualized and carefully formed, it will resonate and draw on the components that already exist for success. People tend to be focused on looking for the how, but the real key to building your dream business lies in the clarity and strength of the idea, the seed. The authors declare, the how always comes after the vision and decision. 2. In this process, and from the author's viewpoint, there are two other laws that affect development of the business. 1. The law of gestation. As with the acorn, for every seed there is a set period needed for it to fulfill its potential. So it is with business, though we don't know how long that gestation is. Thus, we need to temper our impatience for success. Simply let go of impatience for results, the authors advise, accept and allow the business to gestate. 2. The law of action. Don't get the idea that the law of attraction will produce your desired result without any further contribution from you. After you plant, you water and take care of your garden. You can do the seed's work for it. You can literally grow the tree, but you do have to work to ensure it has the environment and resources available to pull in what it needs. The key point, says Seraphin Smith, is that these three laws work together. Learn to work across all three of them and you will save yourself years of heartache and trial and error. Changing the way you think. But how do you develop a sufficiently clear and powerful idea that will generate the resonance for your business success? Since the law of attraction posits that your thoughts influence events, you need to align the way you think, more particularly, your habits and beliefs, with the outcome you seek. Recent advances in our understanding of the way the brain works show that, contrary to earlier understanding, it is perfectly possible to change the way we think, to reshape neural pathways in the brain, the patterns of non-conscious thought that controls everything from body functions to habits and beliefs. You can retrain this non-conscious part of your personality by first using your conscious mind to choose the thoughts on which you want to base your beliefs. In other words, you need to have an unshakable vision of, and a belief in, your success. Then you systematically impress these thoughts on the non-conscious part of your brain. The technique for doing this relies on an important attribute of the non-conscious mind. Once programmed, it is able to automatically search for and identify what you need. It is this same ability that enables you to distinguish a baby's cry that wakes you up in the night, while you filter out and sleep through other interruptions. The non-conscious mind, however, cannot distinguish between reality and imagination. So if you can envision what you want, clearly, and repeatedly reinforce that vision, your non-conscious mind will go about searching for and drawing in the elements that match your vision. 3. The process of rewiring your brain is likened to cutting a pathway through a dense forest. At first the trail is narrow and easy to lose sight of, but with repeated clearing it becomes an established and well-used route. The method for doing this with your mind is explained later. Envisioning your dream business. You understand this. The next step in the process is to get the conscious mind working on the components that will enable you to create the vision of your dream business, a picture of the end result, with as much clarity and emotional meaning as possible. Start with the following questions. Write down your answers. What does success look like to me? What does it mean? What do I love to do that my business will become a vehicle for? What feelings do I want to experience as a result of my dream business? How do I want to feel at the end of every day in my business? Weighing up the answers to these questions will stir emotions that will be important in generating your thought patterns for success. They are an expression of your purpose in life. Alongside these, you must develop an array of other more tangible ideas that give form to your business project. These include setting goals that will deliver the answers to the questions above. These should be expressed in the present tense and include numeric targets, such as the financial benefit they will deliver to you personally and the effects of your achievements on others. Becoming aware of your strengths and weaknesses. Which talents are special to you that you can focus on? Don't spend time addressing weaknesses. Find someone else who can fill your weakness gaps. Developing an extraordinary business concept. In business, it is no longer enough to be good. You need a unique product or idea and must strive for excellence in realizing it. At the end of this process, you can begin to create a vision for your business. Again, this should be expressed in the present tense. It should be vivid and emotional. And it should be aimed at the bleachers, that is, be as ambitious as possible. This should be a verbal picture, written as one paragraph that describes what your business looks like when you have everything you want in place, drawing on your greatest passions and strengths and making the right kind of contribution to the world. For by doing this, the authors explain, you pull ideas from the quantum field of all possible thoughts and focus them like a laser with the conscious power of your imagination. By bringing these ideas into crystal clear focus and committing them to paper, you are also directly invoking some of the most powerful laws of the universe. They add. Now to get them working in your non-conscious mind. Neural reconditioning to the idea of changing the way you think is at the core of the author's philosophy. To underline the power and ability of the brain to adapt to circumstances, they recall a NASA experiment in which subjects wore convex goggles that turned everything they saw upside down, without a break, for the full duration of the experiment. After about 4 weeks, the astronauts' brains began to correct their vision. Although they still wore the goggles, their brains reinterpreted what they saw, so that things now appeared the right way up. The authors have developed their own trademark program which, in a similar way, sets out to transform the way your brain approaches business success. It is a 6-step process. Step 1. Create a new vision. You have to be 100% clear on what you want to achieve, including precise details of your envisioned personal wealth. You must imprint it in your non-conscious mind through repetition, reminding yourself of it every day and reinforcing it with emotional ideas in which you imagine how you feel when you succeed. Step 2. Create powerful affirmations. These must be bold, clear and positive statements about your success, written in the present tense. For example, here are some of author Asarov's affirmations. I am a genius and I use my wisdom daily. I give myself permission to be powerful. I have absolute certainty in my ability to generate any amount of income I choose. Money is flowing to me from both expected and unexpected sources. I consistently attract all the right people to help me grow my business. Step 3. Create emotional anchors for neural linking. Think of powerful emotional moments in your life, for example something especially empowering, a moment when you felt a thrill of excitement, accomplishment or triumph. Close your eyes and re-experience that event. Now, choose one of your affirmations. Ray 5. Invoke the sensory impressions of your triumph and, while at the peak of sensation, recite the affirmation. Step 4. Prepare your neural imprinting material. These are physical aids you can use to express your vision and affirmations, feeding your non-conscious brain. Examples might be written statements, typed and laminated, audio recordings of you reading your affirmations or of music that inspires you, subliminal media, computer and audio programs that flash messages to your brain without you being consciously aware of them, and pictures and vision boards, on which you place images of things you want to acquire, activities you want to enjoy, places you want to live, etc. Step 5. Develop a neural reconditioning routine. Meditation is at the heart of the neural reconditioning process. It is scientifically proven to benefit both the body and the mind. For this purpose, the authors recommend deep breathing relaxation in which the mind is focused on the breathing process itself. Do this daily for a few minutes, lengthening the exercise as you progress. Immediately after you finish, spend a few minutes visualizing your business vision, playing it through your head as a mental movie. Step 6. Using neurotechnology. Drawing on some of the points raised in the earlier steps, the authors suggest using audio, visual and computer technology to help with meditation and subliminal messaging. Growing your dream busy. That latter part of the book, though echoing the thinking and techniques outlined earlier, switches focus to more conventional issues of business development and growth. The authors liken succeeding in business to solving the Rubik's Cube puzzle blindfolded. Scientists reckon that, by making random moves, anyone could solve the puzzle while blindfolded. But it could take up to 6 billion years. On the other hand, if a Rubik's expert was to say the words, yes, or no, each time you made a right or wrong move, you could do it in 2 minutes. In the same way, growing your dream business is a systematic process that boils down to knowing, of all the possible things you could do, which are the critically important actions you must take. To get the right focus, you develop 3 major components. 1. A gap analysis that identifies the difference, in financial and non-financial terms, between where you are now and where your vision says you want to be. 2. A revenue plan that answers the question of what it will take to fill the gap. 3. A sales process map that answers the question of how you will accomplish this. 6. At the core of all your planning lies the simple question, how do we generate revenue? Despite its simplicity, the question underpins the components above and is a powerful way of applying vision, focus and action to your business. You can generate satisfactory levels of revenue only if there is a strong need and/or desire in the marketplace for your product. Your offering is outstanding. You or your team have the ability to sell it. If you have both of the above sets of components in place, the key to building your revenue is your sales and marketing effort. And on this issue, the authors offer a powerful shortcut, application of the Pareto principle. Also known as the 80-20 rule, this principle says that in any situation, 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Applying it to sales, it means that approximately 80% of your sales come from 20% of your customers. Put another way, each of these super customers generates 4 times as much business as each of the ordinary ones. And since there are also 4 times fewer of the former, the math suggests a new customer in this category will be 16, 4x4, times more valuable than one from the latter group. Not surprisingly, the authors recommend spending your time understanding the demographic of these top customers, why they like your business and what they don't like. Why did they become a customer in the first place, and what improvements might they want? A properly structured survey will help you profile your ideal customer and target potential future customers accordingly. More keys to marketing. Suki. Applying the principles from the earlier part of the book, you can now visualize that ideal customer, making your vision as accurate, detailed and complete as possible, so that your non-conscious brain can seek and draw them in. But as the authors point out in that section, this doesn't then mean sitting back and waiting for them to beat a path to your door. Once you know their characteristics, there are a number of important steps you can take to deliver your marketing message to them. These traditional tenets of business success include identifying and addressing your potential customers' hot buttons, the problems, frustrations, and concerns that matter most to people as they consider the possibility of doing business with you. Hint: price is rarely one of your customers' hot buttons. They are more likely to be interested in value. Once you have identified those hot buttons, ask yourself these questions so you know how to respond to them. 7. 1. What does this hot button really mean to my ideal customer? 2. Does my business meet that want with an ideal solution? 3. What can I do to create an extraordinary solution? Identifying your business's DNA, your unique selling proposition, USP. This should be far more than a tagline or motto that captures attention. It must be a powerful benefit statement that answers the 3 questions your customers want answering. 1. What does your offering mean to me? 2. Why should I buy this over competing products? 3. Why should I buy from you? Examples of good USPs expressed as corporate mantras are Walmart, Save Money; Live Better, Lexus; The Pursuit of Perfection, choosing the right marketing strategy and tactics. Identify the best medium or media and distribution channel, S, for reaching your ideal customer. Distribution channels may include direct sales, sales agents, phone sales, mail order, online, retail and events. Know where your customers are and where they get their information from, so you can meet them where they are. Strategy components include advertising, joint ventures, affinity marketing, barter, catalog marketing, direct marketing, frequent buyer programs, outdoor media, public relations and signage. Marketing tactics encompass the how of delivering your strategy, ranging from 1,800 phone numbers through mailing lists to websites. The book contains a full list of possible tactics. Thinking big. This is the author's special ingredient, which they believe makes stunning success possible. Here are the characteristics of big thinkers. They always see the big picture, the whole business and its interlocking components. They are driven unconditionally by passion, not money. They know money isn't success, only a byproduct of success. They stay focused, simplifying their goals and taking lots of little steps rather than huge leaps. They take action. They're not necessarily the smartest or most skilled people in their field, but they have the courage to act on their beliefs. They know how to delegate and know how to build teams to support business growth. They ask for help. They are not afraid to take this critical step in moving beyond their own limitations. 8. They have mentors and coaches, people they model themselves on and turn to for advice. They use masterminds, groups of peers and colleagues whose ideas they value and who can spark their own thinking. They seek more life. As the authors say, ultimately, success is really not about your business or financial goals, it's about your experience of life. The real purpose of building your dream business is to express and support the person you are in the process of becoming. Conclusion: there are two key messages from this book. The first is that, if you accept the quantum-based notion that the starting point of all matter is a field of potential that you can influence with your mind, then it is possible for you to use thoughts and visioning to shape your business success. Secondly, this universe of potential won't deliver your goals unless you actively support and pursue them with the power of your imagination, a passionate belief in your success, and the skills of a big thinker. Pipe the Business Source. www.thebusinesssource.com. All rights reserved.